What's good, YouTube? And welcome back to a brand new video. Look, man, if y'all new here to the channel, I need y'all to do me a few favors. Number one, like this video. I'll appreciate it. Number two, subscribe to the channel. I'll appreciate it. And number three, make sure y'all turn on that bell, man. So whenever I drop a video, y'all will be notified. And today's video is going to be a little bit different because today I'm going to be getting into the YouTube drama that's going on between the Crier family, Latoya, Luvd by Erica, and the Mucker family. So I'm ready to get into the YouTube streets, as they say. But before we get into the whole Mucker family, Luvd by Erica, Latoya, and Mr. Crier drama, let me just say this. I seen a video yesterday about Mr. Crier saying that someone was outside of his house knocking on his door, but when he went to the door, it was nobody there. So it's like somebody was playing on his door. And he said he think he know who it is. I believe he said he know the truck. He know how the truck looked, but he couldn't see the license plate. So he was saying that he had to move away from his house for a few days and he had to go stay, I'm guessing, at a hotel. And he had to spend a lot of money because he had to get away from home because people was watching him. People was watching his every move. And I hope that you stay safe out there. Always be aware of your surroundings and you doing the right thing. Get the police involved. Get a restraining order. Do what you have to do to make sure that you are safe at all costs, no matter what. Because you valuable. I know you valuable to the Prince family and you valuable to people that's not even on YouTube as well. I know you have other family members that's outside of YouTube. So do whatever you have to do to make sure that you safe. Now it's time to get in my conspiracy theories. Now, I might be crazy and I might be stretching this and I might be taking it a little too far, but something ain't right. Something is not right because I know Luvd by Erica birthday just passed not too long ago. And I know Mr. Crier surprised her with a few things, you know, money, and he had gave her a card and she was emotional on YouTube. I remember that video. That video was a few days ago. Now, if I recall correctly, I think Mr. Crier had said something like, all the stuff didn't start happening until Erica's birthday. So I find that a little weird. I believe that that's Mr. Mucker playing on Mr. Crier's door. Now, hear me out. Like I just said, Luvd by Erica's birthday just passed a few days ago, right? Correct? Okay, I'm right. So now all of a sudden, Mr. Crier's door is getting played on. Now, like I said, I might be tripping, but I believe it's Mr. Mucker. If it's not Mr. Mucker, it's somebody that Mr. Mucker know, or it's somebody that Latoya knows. And speaking of Latoya, she did some crazy things. The things that I done seen and the things that I done read on this YouTube stuff, you is wild. Because from what I'm hearing, you are now in a relationship with Mr. Mucker. That's crazy because Mr. Mucker is Luvd by Erica's ex-boyfriend. And from what I'm hearing, the baby that she's pregnant with now is Mr. Mucker's. And everyone know that Latoya used to mess with Mr. Crier. That's how she even on this YouTube platform in the first place. And that's why she's so famous on this YouTube platform in the first place, because of Mr. Crier. I haven't seen anyone else on YouTube talking about this, but maybe that is Mr. Mucker or someone that Mr. Mucker know or someone that Latoya know that's playing on Mr. Crier's door. Because it just don't make sense how after Erica's birthday, now all of a sudden, all these crazy things happening to Mr. Crier. He have to get the police involved because he don't feel safe in his own house. And then also, he have to move out of his own house for a few days to get away to make sure nothing happened to him. Now, I know Latoya be on Instagram and be on here on YouTube preaching to everyone about how she just this wonderful woman, how she just, you know, worship God and how she just Mr. Perfect. She don't do anything wrong. But then you turn around and go deal with Luvd by Erica's ex? Really? That's just dirty. That's just dirty. And I know that everyone on YouTube that's talking about the situation know that Latoya did that to hurt Erica and probably hurt Mr. Crier too. But I don't think Mr. Crier really care about what Latoya do, because I remember Mr. Crier saying that he don't have no children with Latoya, so he really don't care what she do or who she mess around with. Now, I also seen that one of the videos that Latoya had uploaded on YouTube, it was her son's birthday. And they was at some restaurant, and in a glimpse, if you blink, you'll miss it. But in a corner, it's someone sitting in the background and it looked like Mr. Mucker. And it's crazy how things work, because you're going to go after Luvd by Erica X because you mad at Mr. Cryer and you mad at Luvd by Erica. That's just wrong. And also, I've been seeing pictures of LaToya with this new tattoo. And people were saying that that tattoo, that name that's on her, that's Mr. Mucker's name. Now, if that's true, once again, like I said, that's crazy. Because now it just make me think that Mr. Mucker and LaToya been dealing with each other in the past. Not in the past, but like they was been fooling around with each other and they been planned on getting together. Now, it's no secret that Luvd by Erica and Mr. Cryer been in videos recently. They done had their little episodes, you know, what he did something to her camera. She took his YouTube plaques, his pictures and all that. He had to go up to Erica's mom's house, I believe, and get his stuff back. Now, people on here saying that that's just all entertainment. It's not real. Mr. Cryer and Erica, they just doing this because deep down inside, they're back together as well. Now, I don't know how to feel about that yet. I will have to wait down the line to see, you know, what comes out next. But I also will say this, like I said, Mr. Cryer, he did something very sweet for Erica's birthday. And he surprised her and she was in tears and it was nice. It was nice of Mr. Cryer to do that. Because at the end of the day, he do have a child with her. And they always going to have that bond no matter what. Now back to LaToya and Mr. Mucker. If those two are together, they know exactly what they doing. They know the buzz that they're going to get. And they know they doing this to try to get back at Erica and Mr. Cryer. But I don't think it's going to work. Mr. Cryer gave LaToya a YouTube career. If it wasn't for Mr. Cryer, LaToya would not be on this platform. She would not have all the followers, the buzz, the everything, if it wasn't for Mr. Cryer. So she should be thanking him. But for you to go behind someone back, knowing that they have a baby on the way with someone else that you don't like, that's just wrong. And I also heard that Mr. Mucker even admitted that he was a cheater. So if LaToya, if you are dealing with him, that makes you look even worse. Not only to Mr. Cryer, not only to Erica, but to the people that support you, to the people that follow you, and the people that look up to you, because that's wrong. You could have went and gotten a relationship with anyone else, but you didn't. You chose Mr. Mucker because you knew that will hurt Erica. We will see what comes out next. So me, I'm going to be just sitting back waiting to see what comes out next. But so far, how this story is unfolding, I'm definitely on Mr. Cryer and Luvd by Erica's side. And if they do decide to get back together, Mr. Cryer and Luvd by Erica, hats off to them. I'll be happy for them. Because at the end of the day, I know that's where it's pointing towards. That's where everything is landing towards anyway on their side. And I know that they not going to get back together to make Mr. Mucker and LaToya upset, because I doubt if they even care about how they feel. They just going to live their life together. But those was just my quick thoughts on the entire situation. I will be watching closely because I do want to see what happens next between everyone, between all four parties. I want to see what happens next. But with that being said, like this video and comment down below. Feel free. Leave your thoughts on everything that's going on right now. Make sure y'all share this. I don't know if Mr. Cryer, Luvd by Erica, Mr. Mucker, or LaToya will see this video. I don't know. We will see. This video right here was different for me because usually when I get on here, I be just telling people stories about me and my life and what happened with me in the past. But this is a situation where as though I felt like I had to give my opinion on it. And that is my opinion. But with that being said, I'm out. Have a blessed day, everyone. Peace.